Good evening. If you're not in line for a drink, I'd ask that you please move towards your seats. Those of you that are still in line over there, just stay put. I won't ask you to give up your space there. We're going to go ahead and get started. That I would ask that everyone rise for the presentation of the colors by the PFFW Honor Guard and remain standing through the Pledge of Allegiance. Please be seated. How about a round of applause for the PFFW Honor Guard for doing such a great job at getting us started. Certainly appreciate their dedication that they put into practicing to be prepared for these ceremonies like this. That they do that out of a labor of love, and they're always bring such class to an event. So appreciate them being here tonight. My name is Mike Stanley. I'm the fire chief for the city of Oshkosh, and I'd like to thank you all for being here tonight. As we get started, I'd like to recognize several of our guests. Excuse me. First off, and as I call you out, if you would please stand and be recognized. We have State Representative Lori Palmieri with us here this evening. Wisconsin State Representative Michael Schraw. Oshkosh City Council Member Carl Bulow. We have one of our long-standing members of our Police and Fire Commission, retired Battalion Chief Bob Weigert. And Bob is retiring from the Police and Fire Commission after this being his 25th year of service after he retired from the fire department. So many, many years of service. And we also have City Manager from the City of Oshkosh, Mark Roloff. But most importantly, we have all of you. That this is truly an exceptional evening for us. We've got a beautiful view. We've got all these people that have come together to recognize and celebrate and honor the day-to-day accomplishments of the Oshkosh Fire Department. Every single day, 24/7, the Oshkosh Fire Department, the men and women who dutifully serve this community, do heroic things. They go above and beyond the call of duty. And some of them have been nominated by their peers to be recognized tonight. And we honor them and we celebrate the time that we have here with them and their families. But we also have many people in our community doing amazing work too. That there's people in this room tonight that are alive because of the actions of first responders, bystanders, friends, family, co-workers, and members of the Oshkosh Fire Department. And truly that's what we're celebrating tonight, is the impact that all the award winners have made in our community. All right, I'd like to now introduce Assistant Chief Greg Stelter to present our Exceptional Duty Awards.
Hello everyone, my name is Greg Stelter. I'm an Assistant Chief for the Oshkosh Fire Department. I oversee operations here. So what are operations? Operations are every time a truck goes out the door and helps someone. That's operations. It's what we do at the most fundamental level. It's my privilege to talk up here tonight about exceptional duty. So in this context, what's exceptional duty? It's not the stuff you see on TV where there's some crazy rescue at a high rise or something like that. This is about our members who have gone above and beyond to recognize the needs of someone that they were called to help, and then go way past what their duty is, way past what our policies and protocols are, to do what they can to help that person, try and make a difference in their lives. So the first one is a nice story I can share. This involves Captain Rick Natrop, equipment operator Brett Hamer, and firefighter paramedic Kevin Putzer on engine 14. They got called for a car fire. When they got to this car fire, they realized it wasn't. What happened is a young lady was driving her older car, and the radiator broke. It cracked, and it was just steam from the broken radiator. There was no smoke, no fire. So what they could have done is said, "This is not a fire," and gone home. But they didn't. They engaged this young lady, talked to her, realized she didn't have a lot of money. She was terrified about the prospect of having to pay for an expensive tow and have a broken car on her limited resources. So they went with her over to the local parts store, which lucky was a little ways away, an auto parts store, watched her dog while she went there, had her purchase some little cheap tube of sealant, helped her apply that sealant to her radiator, do a temporary patch, so at least she could drive it to a repair facility or home and then have it fixed, not pay a large tow bill. So they didn't need to do it, but they did. And that's the kind of recognition where, to you and me in our position in life, we might not think a toll bill is that big of a deal, more of an inconvenience. To that person, that could be crippling in their financial situation. They recognize that, and they helped her out. So we'd like to thank them for that and recognize them for their extra service. There's actually kind of two awards on, or two instances on this first Exceptional Duty Award, so I'm going to talk about the next Exceptional Duty, then we'll call some people up. So the next thing I'll talk about for Exceptional Duty is actually kind of frustrating for me in the fire service because we can't talk about it. And this is a lot of the medical care we provide. And the reason we can't talk about it is because of federal health care privacy information acts and laws. So all of us have what's called protected healthcare information, which is what we want. We don't want our neighbors knowing the sensitive things that we go and see our doctors and care providers for. But because of that, we can rarely talk about most of the calls we go on, which are EMS calls. So in a staff meeting, I can't go up to City Manager Rolfe and say, "Hey, Mark, look at this amazing thing our crews did at Mrs. Smith's house," because we can't talk about that because it involved our providing medical treatment to Mrs. Smith. The problem with that is 85% of what we do, we can't talk about. So you never get to hear these fantastic stories. So for these next Exceptional Duty Awards, I'm going to speak in some generalities about the kind of things that are happening without getting specific to any incident that was involved for the members that we're going to acknowledge tonight. What does exceptional duty look like on an EMS call? That would be, we get called someone who fell down and hurt themselves shoveling snow, so then our crews go and shovel their entire property out for them. Pretty amazing. We're talking about someone who gets hurt maybe putting siding or fixing their roof on their house. So our crews clean up the scene for them and seal it up so the rain doesn't wreck it, and put their tools away so they don't get stolen. We're talking about maybe a senior citizen who's been on the floor for several days. They help them up and help them shower, do their laundry, rearrange their house so they don't fall over items in the house. So that's kind of exceptional duty that probably happened today and probably happened yesterday and will happen tomorrow that we can't talk about. But we can talk about tonight in generalities, and we'll call our members up here, and when we applaud them for these awards, give that applause to everyone who's doing that right now that we can't recognize and we can't talk about. Where I talked about Captain Rick Natrop. Rick, I believe, sir, why don't you come on up, if you would please, and we also have, as part of, not the episode with the young lady in the car, which is a really fun story that we can talk about, an EMS call is EMS Coordinator Blake Yower. Blake, would you come on up? There he is. And actually, since the next one also involves EMS calls that we spoke about, again, generalities, unfortunately, I'm going to call the names of those other members up, and they can join us up here in a minute. So the other exceptional duty award involves EMS Coordinator Andrew Knoll, who is here, Equipment Operator and Paramedic Matt Sommerfeld, and Firefighter Paramedic Adam Vandewalk, who's not here. So we'll get them up here. And, well, all right, the chief helps out here. This is how our people provide value to this community. This is how they keep it safe. This is how they make it a great place to live, by taking that extra time, not just to do their duty. They've already done their duty when they show up and follow the protocol, follow the policy, follow their values. But to do this extra stuff is why our community is safe and a great place to live. I'm a long-term member of this community, and I hope to retire here. And when I do, I look forward to knowing that there's people like this that are here to help me when I need it. So let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, gentlemen. So these, they'll take these plaques back, and then they'll be hung in their station for the entirety of the crew there. All right, that's everyone here to receive an Exceptional Duty Award. So we're going to move into Licensing Awards with Assistant Chief Brian Bending. Thank you, everyone.
And I apologize for not mentioning this earlier, but as your loved ones come up to receive an award, don't be shy. If you want to come up, take pictures of them, video, whatever, please don't feel like you can't do that.
Thanks, Chief, and great job, Chief Stelter, and all the folks that received the awards so far tonight. Like I said, our folks do a great job every single day. We can't speak enough for that. So, good evening. My name is Brian Bending. I'm the Fire Marshal for the City of Oshkosh, also overseeing the Risk and Reduction Prevention Bureau. So, tonight I'm going to be presenting a couple different awards, the Life Saving Awards and the Guardian Angel Awards. There's quite a list of them, so bear with me as we get through these and present the awards to these fine people that help both people that were working on duty, as well as some folks that were off duty that helped throughout the community at the workplace and just being on the street in the right place at the right time. And we're offering to help out. So the first life-saving award is going to members of Med 15 and Engine 15. I think most of the folks are here. I'm not going to tell a story. The individual actually was hoping to be here tonight, and because he's out of the country, he decided to actually put a video together, and that's what we have up on the screen right here today. So we're going to actually go ahead and let him tell the story. Like Chief Stelter mentioned, we've got to be careful of the HIPAA stuff, but obviously this individual is willing to share his story, and it's a great story what our folks did when this individual collapsed at the downtown YMCA. Med 15 and Engine 15 responded in a quick fashion and did a great job, and this individual can speak to that. So we'll go ahead and get that started. So stand by.
Good evening. Sorry I can't be with you tonight. My name is Tim Malloy. On March 24th of last year, the crews from Med 15 and Engine 15 saved my life. I was finishing a run at the downtown Oshkosh YMCA when I started to feel a little faint. First thing that went through my mind was, well, I didn't fuel this morning, maybe I should have eaten something. And the next thing was, I better stop. Before you know it, I was on my back on the ground looking up. I don't remember going down. I'm told that somebody behind me saw me wobbling and grabbed me and set me down. The Y staff was on me almost immediately, telling me to calm down. I couldn't catch my breath, and I didn't know what was wrong. I wanted to get up and stand up and felt if I could lean over, I could catch my breath, but they ensured that I should stay down and just stay calm, and that they'd call the paramedics. And of course I said, I don't need the paramedics, I'm fine. Well, they said, just relax, Tim. The crew arrived shortly thereafter. Fortunately, the fire station's only a few blocks away. They were on top of me immediately, plugged me in, had a little conversation, and the tech asked me if I'd been cardioversed before. I said yes, clinically. He said, I'm sorry, I don't have time to prep you. Boom, hit me. I saw a bright light, intense pain for a microsecond, but brought me right back into normal breathing rhythm. What I learned was I actually had experienced a ventricular tachycardia. My heart rate was spiking at approximately 270 beats per minute, back down to 70 in rapid fashion. That explains the need to catch my breath. And as they explained it to me, what happens in a VTAC is the blood doesn't get circulated, so it wasn't getting to my brain, and that also explains to me somewhat about the fainting problem. So then they told me I was going to have to go to the hospital. Of course, I didn't want to go to the hospital, and they insisted that you need to go to Aurora so they can check you out. They'd already contacted them, and they were ready for me. So we took a trip to the hospital, had some good banter in the back of the ambulance on the way there. Once we got there, the people from the cardio unit were right in place. They've known me because I've been dealing with atrial fibrillation for 6 years. One of the nurse practitioners told my wife I wasn't taking it too seriously, and I guess as a Marine, somewhat gallows humor, I couldn't control it, so what could I do about it? But in any case, they talked to me, told me they were going to keep me in Aurora for the weekend to observe and see what was going on. Everything was fine. Fortunately, it was Final Four weekend, first round, so I got to watch basketball all weekend. And the important thing was the life-saving skills and training of the staff, paramedics, and the Y staff both brought me back. Again, I didn't know how bad it was until I did some research on what a VTAC really is. So I've been an active triathlete. This season will be my 39th year. I've done over 400 triathlons. You've kept me in the game. I'm forever grateful and thankful, and I couldn't say enough about the professionalism and the demeanor of the crews from both Med 15 and Engine 15, and I just want to thank you very much. I hope you enjoy your banquet tonight. Good evening.
So great story that we got to hear from the individual. So I'll call up the folks that are here from Med 15 and Engine 15. I think most of the folks are present. So firefighter paramedic Ashley Engendinger, firefighter Devin Goebel, I don't think is here. Captain Michael Kranick, if you guys come up please. Equipment operator Chris Clark, he's not here. And firefighter paramedic Jordan Olson. If you folks would come up to the stage, I'd appreciate it. The next life-saving award is going to firefighter paramedic Miranda Gilligan. She's actually here today. She is obviously a full-time firefighter paramedic with us here in Oshkosh, as well as volunteer for her hometown in Campbellsport, Wisconsin. So she was off duty in her hometown when her pager went off for a vehicle accident with some entrapment. The vehicle was rolled over, and also the vehicle was on fire. So knowing that the accident was relatively close to her house, kind of on the way to the station, and knowing the severity of the incident, Miranda decided to actually go directly to the scene and assist as quickly as possible because the vehicle was on fire. So she did that, got there, and someone was extinguishing the fire as she arrived, I believe, and then she helped pull a couple individuals out of the car and did a great job. So Miranda, congratulations. If you come on up and get your award, please. moving on to our 4 Guardian Angel Awards, and these are the folks that or have been out and about in our community, assisted people that are not members of our fire department here. So community members, people may be passing through the community. We actually have 2 folks from Michigan that were able to come down and join us for a great heroic thing they did for us. The first one is an individual by the name of Mike Brandmeier. If you could step up to the stage, please. He was working out at Oshkosh store and recognized that a coworker was there choking, actually giving the signs of, actually choking, which she was legitimately. He recognized that and was able to give her the Heimlich maneuver. And actually, the lady, your coworker, I'm sorry to get your name, but she's actually here with us tonight, thanks to the work of this gentleman here, saving her life with the Heimlich maneuver. So great job, Mike, and congratulations. All right, moving on to the next one. Noah Moxon is in the crowd here. Thanks for joining us. He's actually a son of Rory Moxon, who retired a few years ago after how many years on the job, Rory? 39 years, so great job. So Noah was actually just about taking his dog out for a walk off of Sawyer Street here last year when he heard quite a collision out in the street. Recognized that there's a 2-vehicle accident. Actually, 1 vehicle rolled over, and there's people trapped in that vehicle. So he immediately took his dog, ran it back in the house so it wasn't running around loose in the street, and rendered care while someone else called 911. He actually crawled into the vehicle, I believe, and assisted the lady and actually comforted her until our folks arrived on scene. So great job, Noah. If you want to come up, please, we introduce you real quick. All right, moving on to the next award. Evan Murray and David Kolota, if you could step to the stage, please. These fine gentlemen are visiting from Michigan, so again, thanks for spending the time with us tonight and coming down here. These 2 individuals were staying at the Super 8 Motel off of 20th Avenue, staying over there for work. As they were leaving in the morning to walk to their vehicle, they happened to look across the parking lot and see some legs kind of flailing underneath a minivan. Little did they know that a jack had collapsed on top of a gentleman and actually crushed him underneath the vehicle. Their quick work, they ran over and actually physically lifted the vehicle off him, pulled him out, while someone else called 911. The individual did sustain some serious injuries, but he is alive today. Again, we got to be careful with what we're talking about, but we know he is alive today, but thanks to the heroic efforts of these folks, and it's a great story. And the final award goes to quite a group of individuals here that were working at Oshkosh Truck when their coworker went into cardiac arrest, and that team actually gathered around and started CPR, gave rescue breaths, and actually applied an AED and shocked the patient twice before our crews arrived, literally saving the gentleman's life. So if the folks from Oshkosh Truck could come up, Andrew McVeigh, Tyler Olson, Jesse Konowski, Joel Vogman, and Gloria Markowski. If you folks could come up, please. You folks want to say anything? Al is here today, correct? Yeah, so. All right.
All right, moving on. Next on your program, you'll see that we have the Friends of the Fire Department. Because, excuse me, while we have lots of things that happen related to incidents, whether fire calls or medical calls, there's a lot of things that we do in the community. And many times we would not be able to accomplish those different things like our food and toy drive without the help of some incredible community partners that truly are friends of the fire department. For many, many years now, the Oshkosh Fire Department, every Christmas holiday season, has a food and toy drive, which has been incredibly successful because our firefighters and members of the community, firefighters' families, retired firefighters still come back, business owners participate, and they go through the neighborhoods for several nights to collect toys for children that otherwise would have nothing special for the holidays. They collect food that people graciously donate so that they can have a Christmas meal or just a meal and don't go hungry. And they collect funds which go to fund scholarships for young adults in our community that want to pursue careers in the fire service. And all of this, like I said, has taken place and helped hundreds and hundreds of families. Thousands and thousands of toys have been collected. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds of food have been collected. But we only play a small role in that. Without our friends at the Salvation Army, who take in all of those donations and arrange all the toys and package up the food so that families can come and shop for the holiday season and make that all into a reality. That couldn't happen without the Salvation Army. And we thank them for their many years of partnership, the incredible job that they've done in this community, working together with us to make such an impactful difference. And tonight, I'd like to invite Patty Zastro to the stage, who's representing the Salvation Army. So in my role, I get to be involved in the interviews for potential firefighters that we're going to hire. And what I discovered early on in my tenure here, I would ask people, these young candidates that want to join the Oshkosh Fire Department, so did you grow up in Oshkosh? No. Oh, maybe you went to school here at UWO? No. Have you ever been to Oshkosh before today for this interview? Nope. And that's okay, because we found some great firefighters that are the contributors that you're seeing here as award winners tonight from all over the state, all over the region, all over the country. But it bothered me of why are our children here in this community not thinking, I can grow up and be a firefighter? How many people have had a childhood dream? I know I sure did. I want to grow up and be a firefighter. Why aren't our children in this community thinking that it's an attainable job, that this is a career they could have? And we've worked a lot on that, and fortunately, I've worked with Dr. Jennifer Skolasky on several other projects in this community, and I talked to her about that issue. And she said, you know what, I have a concern too, that many of the school children in our community don't have a safe place to play. that they have old and outdated equipment that's leading to multiple injuries per day, and I want to do something about that. And she introduced me to Principal Emily Eisenschink from Reed Elementary. And if you get the opportunity, please drive by Reed Elementary if you haven't already. And look at the best playground ever that's there. That we have a fire department themed playground now. That what an incredible partnership we were able to achieve. That's another community member asked me, do you think that in 18 years or so you're going to have a whole list of applicants that grew up playing on that playground? I said, I sure do. I sure do. That's our goal. So with the incredible effort that Dr. Jennifer Skolaski put into the fundraising and overseeing that project, the vision of Principal Eisenschink to see what the impact that it would have on her school, see the impact it would have on the future of this community, I'd like to present both of them with Friends of the Fire Department Award. Oshkosh is an incredible place. I like to think that a lot of that is because of the fire department and the people that we have, the members that we have in the fire department that make our visitors, our residents safer every day. And you've heard some incredible stories. You've seen some unbelievable examples of the work they performed. And I can't be more proud. Our people help. You noticed and clapped Chief Bending when he was under a little pressure to get the AV working, took the time to open that door and hold that door to help out. I'm fortunate to work with a team of 115 helpers, people that want to help. Truly blessed. But I'm truly blessed to live in a community where people see someone collapse off a treadmill at the YMCA, and guests and staff immediately help. Look at how many different businesses we saw tonight, how many different workplaces that it's instilled in their culture that when somebody's choking, somebody's in cardiac arrest, that their coworkers will help and go above and beyond to render amazing care to save lives. That we have a community that's filled with people that want to work to make a difference, to help families have holidays, to help children have safe places to play. It's an amazing place. And like I said, I get the opportunity to work with 115 helpers that make a difference, that go out and live our values every day. And every year I get the privilege and the honor of presenting a Fire Chiefs Award, where I get the opportunity to select somebody that has stood out for their commitment to the community, their commitment to the department. This year's recipient pitched in to help out with the Honor Guard tonight. He's on our Research and Development Committee. He's on our Recruitment and Retention Committee and has done a tireless job of promoting our fire department, reaching out to candidates across the state, taking the time to give them tours, teach them about who we are, show them to our people, who I see training his crew, keeping them safe, making sure they're prepared. Someone that we routinely assign new probationary firefighters to, so that they have an example of a company officer that they should aspire to be. So it is my distinct pleasure to invite Captain Michael Bryan to the stage to receive this year's Fire Chiefs Award. As we draw to a close tonight, I'd like to thank Scott Williams from Oshkosh Media that's here to tape this, record this video so that those who weren't able to make it are able to watch. Always appreciate his commitment and friendship with the fire department. Again, thanks to the staff here at the Convention Center that put in a lot of work to make this happen. Thanks to all of you who came to celebrate with us tonight. Thank you all for coming to support your friends, colleagues, loved ones, co-workers from the fire department. That truly appreciate that. But all this doesn't just happen. That I'd like to recognize the people behind the scenes that make this joyous event occur. Captain Scott Rasmussen, would you join me on the stage? When I first started here, Captain Rasmussen came to me and said, you know, I've always wanted us to have an awards banquet. What do you think? Could we have an awards banquet? So I'm willing to organize it and do all the work. Well, how do you pass up an opportunity like that?
I don't know if it went down like that.
It was pretty close. But I'd like to thank Scott for bringing this idea of recognizing our community members, our employees, and all the work that he puts into this. He gathers all the nominations. He does all the fact-finding behind them. Find out more about the stories that you heard. Works all year to make sure that happens, to get the awards engraved and set up. And so we want to thank him for everything that he does to make this event occur. Serendipitously, about the time that Scott had come to me asking about the awards banquet, the doorbell rang, and the gentleman named Phil Karsnia, who unfortunately couldn't be here with us tonight, from Country Financial came. And I thought, oh, great, I'm the new chief. He's kind of trying to sell me something. He came to me and he said, you know, I really love what firefighters do. I love the work and commitment that they put in. How can I help recognize that? What can I do to make them know they're appreciated? And over all these years, Phil Karsnia and Country Financial have graciously been our sponsor to make this happen. So I appreciate Phil and his team and his wife Mary immensely for making that happen. Unfortunately, like I said, he couldn't be here tonight. And then if also could have Kim Wallmueller come up. Kim is our administrative assistant at the fire department, who does a lot of the coordination that makes sure that those of you that come aren't the reason for an award the following year because you have a food allergy. So, well, that went over well. It's getting late, tough room. That does a lot of the behind-the-scenes work of the coordination for the rooms and getting Oshkosh Media here and doing all those things. So without those three, we wouldn't be able to have events like tonight. So please show your appreciation. Again, thank you to everyone that was able to make it tonight. Again, can't say enough about how much we appreciate you being here. Please stay, visit, enjoy each other's company, and for those of you that are getting on the road, drive safe. When we look forward to seeing you next year. Thank you.